Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? I kind of screwed up again. When I was scheduling, well, like I said, I got that Rockstar video my sister did last night, and I was really gonna put the chili video on there. When I started that, oh man, I gotta post that and do the chili video for Wednesday. And when I was scheduling it, I guess I scheduled that and Wet Wednesdays for the same time, I think, and they were competing against each other. I thought I put that for 8 o'clock. I guess I didn't. Well, anyways. Um, This video is 30 years in the making, so I mean, I'm gonna put this as my main video then. And it's gonna be a long video. I'm trying Jalapeno Krunchers for the first time in 30 years. I have a huge story behind this product, so I mean, it's gonna be a longer video. Now, the one thing, it starts off with like stuff being regional. And growing up, I didn't really think about stuff like that. And then, getting a little bit older, not too older, I started seeing commercials. Well, people mentioning like Jack in the Box, which I always wanted to go to, or the fast food place, or International House of Pancakes. They called it International House of Pancakes back then. They call it IHOP now, of course. Now, Dad said those places didn't exist because he didn't see it, never heard of them before. But I mean, um, Jack in the Box is around California and stuff like that. We don't have a Jack in the Box. I always wanted to go to one. And International House of Pancakes, we finally got one in like late 2015 in Erie, and we have two. But I mean, I never been to one. And then in '88, in the Army in Georgia, I went to an IHOP, and I remember everyone was mad at me. I didn't get pancakes. I didn't feel like pancakes. I got I got a BLT and a bowl of chili. It was pretty good. But then I didn't have been. That was the only time I was at an IHOP until the one opened up in 2015. I was only there like for one time. And we don't have a Jack in the Box. I don't doubt we ever will. But I mean, I always wanted to go to Jack in the Box. Well, anyways, I found that like place C and stuff like that can be regional, but I didn't think the same was true for snacks. I figured you have a snack that's probably available all across the U.S., maybe not overseas, but over in the U.S. And that was the case with Nibbles with Gibbles Red Hot Potato Chips, my favorite chip of all time. Whenever I went to the Army, I mean, now basic and AIT were weren't allowed. Well, definitely basic. You're not allowed to have food in, just eat as a child. That's it. I mean, you remember seeing Full Metal Jacket with the jelly donut with Private Pal. I mean, you were not allowed to have food in the barracks at all. I mean, that's verboten. And a lot of the food was contraband, like candy and stuff like that, or pop. I mean, just the chow, and that's it. And then you got a little more freedom in AIT, but you weren't allowed to have any food in the barracks. I stuck a bag of chips in there once or twice. That was it. I know the guys ordered, some of the guys ordered a pizza to be delivered there. I mean, no one knew. When I saw them do it, but I didn't go blab on nobody. Now in Permanent Party in Germany, you were allowed to go grocery shopping and have food in your barracks. You just weren't allowed to cook it on like a hot plate. I think a microwave would be allowed, but not on a hot plate. But I mean, in Germany, in the commissary, I never saw the Nibbles Gibbles hot chips at all. So I figured, and we didn't have any spicy chips at all except for the paprika chips, which I mentioned before. They were like these. I just was able to find them in the vending machine, a decent portion, but they were really plain and just no heat whatsoever. But that was about as close to a spicy chip as you were going to get. They had hot sauce there. They had Tabasco and Frank's Red Hot, and that's it. And that was it for. I mean, so I assumed it wasn't available in Germany. Oh, they did have the Orville Redenbacher sour cream and onion microwave popcorn, which I loved, but I couldn't find anywhere after I got out of Germany. Anyways, went to Fort Bragg. I still wasn't able to find them. And then I went TDY when I was at Fort Bragg. I went TDY to Fort Detrick, Maryland, and they were all over the place, including the vending machine. So I was able to fill up on my Nibbles Gibbles Red Hot. So I figured that was a regional item. Well, anyways, going back to the Crunchers now. On posts, in a lot of posts and stuff like that, there are different like places that the military own that shoppers can go and get stuff. There's PX, which is Post Exchange. They got the commissary to buy groceries and stuff, Or you can go out off post. I mean, on post, this place like that. There's a hot dog place called Frank's. There's, of course, the military clothing store. And you get a clothing allowance once a month. I mean, once a year. You kind of have to go there. And like, there's a place that's like a cross between a PX and a commissary called the Shopette. And the Shopette's like a convenience store. And there was one, I believe there was some, I can't remember if there was some in AIT, I don't remember, but I knew there was one of course, in Germany. And they had like the PX was like a mall. They did like a mall with a movie theater and stuff in there. And there was one there was a whole bunch in Fort Bragg. Fort Bragg is huge. And a lot of times, you can go to, they rented movies there. And that's why I remember renting Puppet Master 2 there. As well as Hunt for Red October. Well, anyways, in the chip aisle, there were 3 different types of chips I never had before. 2 different types of crunchers. They had the mesquite barbecue, but I didn't feel like ordering from Target because I would kind of like burn out on that when I was in Fort Bragg, and a jalapeno one. And right next to it, they had Munchos. Now, whenever I got out, and this was my introduction to kettle cooked potato chips. I never had them before. Now, when I got out of Germany, when I got out of Fort Bragg, I wasn't able to find these at all, crunchers at all. I was able to find the Munchos, of course, because I thought these were main brands. I wasn't able to find them anywhere, so I just maybe assumed they didn't make them anymore. They probably didn't make it anymore. You know what I mean? And then I saw them when I was looking on Target. I don't like the way Target ships things out, or so I highly doubt that I'll be ordering from Target again unless I really have to. But I was interested in getting stuff from Target, just looking for different types of chips I never had before. And it's all for the channel because staying home is tough finding stuff. Especially in SureFind. SureFind's so limited, and with pricing and stuff like that, I found crunchers, 2 types. The mesquite barbecue, and I didn't feel like getting those. I got the jalapeno one. So these are $2.99. And like I said, this was my introduction to kettle cooked chips. So I has a big history with me about it. Like I said, first time trying them in 30 years. I got out of the 30 years. And with Target, I ordered it. Like I said, if you saw my video, I don't like the way it packs. I had to get a bunch of returns because they really dented up a bunch of cans. So imagine like a big box and like one layer of cans with all that free space, and with shipping stuff, they're all over the place. It was a miracle that those 3 jars of pasta did not break. But it was a sin the way they packed it in there, And they said all the stuff was delivered, and they said the crunches were delivered, and they were not. This was the biggest return because I didn't even get them last time. Last one, they said delivered, and they were not. And then they said they're going to be delivered yesterday, and I didn't get them. I was like, oh, no, they're going to screw up again. I finally got them today. So, this is my very first time trying crunchers in 30 years. So this is going to be my main video. I know Jay's Crunchers. I thought it was a name brand. I didn't know. It's Jay's. Oh, okay, no wonder. Jay's Snacks. Distributed by SL Snacks, Nashville, Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, one of the places I went to traveling to Fort Bragg was Charlotte, North Carolina, so that makes sense. I didn't know. I assumed it was a national brand. Fort Bragg introduced me to 3 types of chips. Like I said, they introduced me to kettle cook because I never had kettle cook before. I know reckless eating doesn't like kettle cook. It says it's like eating knives, but I like kettle cooked. And they had, like I said, they had the mesquite barbecue, and they had a jalapeno, and they had the Munchos next to it, and the Munchos are awesome. I was able to find the Flamin' Hot Munchos. They're fantastic. Well, anyways, I finally got them. I finally got them today. Yeah, I was like trying to go through my mind all the stuff I was going to talk about because I have a big story with these. So, after all this time, I'm going to start trying crunchers for the first time in 30 years. Here's the review. Here's what's on the bag. It says, Jay's Crunchers Kettle Cooked Jalapeno Kettle Cooked Chip, right? If you're looking for a kettle cooked chip that explodes with spicy flavor and offers a crunchy texture, try Jalapeno Crunchers. Select premium potatoes, are sliced to the ideal thickness and seasoned with the bold, peppery goodness of jalapenos, resulting in a wow for your mouth. Say goodbye to wimpy chips and bite into the crunchers instead of biting the crime. And it's only 130 calories. Most chips, when you see per serving, are like 150. Usually. 130 is not bad. And this was, these were $2.99. They said that, I mean, there was good price in the Target thing. I just don't like the way they ship things and the way they deal. You know, that's just it. We ship a thing individually, and then with a big order, you know, stacking the things in the bottom, and you open them up and they're all over the place. And no wonder they were all dented. But like I said, it was a miracle that 3 jars of pasta sauce were not broken. I usually don't like getting glass items in the mail. After they broke those honey mustard things at Amazon, you know, I got them returned. But I actually ordered a thing of pickles too, and they weren't broke. I can't remember if that thing of horseradish was glass or not, but it was such a tiny bottle. Well, anyways, let's try these out. First time after 30 years trying out jalapeno crunchers. Was Jay's jalapeno crunchers, but I call them jalapeno crunchers. They smell good. Have you ever had like that jalapeno, that robust smell jalapeno? Really smells really good. Try these out. First time in 30 years. There's the jalapeno right there. These are really good. They're very crunchy. When I said crunchers, they weren't kidding. And they have that very familiar taste of jalapeno flavored, jalapeno seasoning. I like these. And it's like jalapeno, it ends up being kind of like a buttery flavor. These are wonderful. I like these really well. Mm. First time trying them in 30 years. I almost said over 30 years, but about, I left in 91. It's 2021 now, so 30 years. And I figured Charlotte, North Carolina, Fort Bragg. I give the jalapeno crunchers a 10 out of 10. So I hope you liked this video, everybody. I hope you stayed with me through the whole video, and I hope you please subscribe to my channel. Trying to get to 10,000 subscribers, and I would love to do that. This is the way YouTube is. It makes it tougher and tougher. But I hope you liked this video, everybody. Until next time, please take care of my legion. Now I remember to say everything, so I'm good.